Fast Forward Productions. The women are speaking.
Hey, Teresa, what is it that you actually do? I was on family vacation this past week, and people who have known me my whole life, again, were trying to figure out what it is that I actually spend my time doing when I'm sitting behind the screen typing away. Because I've never really had one of those jobs that's easily summed up in a way that really gives people a picture of tasks I'm really doing. I typically just let people know that I'm a business coach and I help business owners get found online and make more money. I do it in multiple ways, from coaching to fractional CMO services, social media, paid and organic, and my personal favorite, helping you create a really intimate, kinetic connection through email. But that's not how I started. So let's rewind 6.5 years. I was a senior in college and I got an email promoting an internship. It wasn't your typical internship. It wasn't for a big company or a big firm. It was a solo business owner. Actually, if you've been here for a while, you've met her. Paige Hulse, attorney for creatives, IP, and she has a contract shop. So 6.5 years ago, she was looking for an extra pair of hands in the form of an internship to help her with anything and everything. I don't remember my first projects with her. It was just executing on tasks. But it quickly turned into researching solutions and then presenting and implementing those solutions and findings. So what went from an internship turned into a virtual assistant position. And that's where I've learned everything I know. It isn't building a company for myself. It is helping others build their companies. I've worked with over 120 companies since college. I've learned a thing or two, and I specifically love working with small teams or solo entrepreneurs who are building a company because they love the craft. They love the service they provide. They don't necessarily know how to run a business, or because they want freedom. They want financial freedom. More importantly, they want time freedom. So when I was first getting started, I had 2 or 3 companies I would work with at any given time. And if somebody asked what I do, I would tell them I'm an extra pair of hands. I come into your business and pretend it's my own. I find what needs to be done. I review analytics, anything and everything. I'm going to treat your company like it's mine. After a few years, I started to really learn what I was good at and really learn what I hated doing, what I was always the bottleneck on, what I was always going to procrastinate, and what I did not want to do anymore. And I was lucky enough to work within those same 2 clients that I've now been with both of them for 6.5 years to find my own role in the company, to really ask for what I want and let these business owners know what I can do and what I would prefer not to do. And to be honest, I'm still learning exactly how I want to spend my time, and I don't think that will ever stop. Here's my advice. If you want to break into this world of entrepreneurship, of small business, of online business, you're looking for a way to have more freedom over your time, more say in what it is that you're actually working on and what you're doing. A lot of people think, oh, I have to start my own business. And that is an option. But I will tell you, starting a business with no business experience is difficult. You might be a phenomenal photographer. I see this all the time. Phenomenal photographers are charging way under what it takes to sustain a living because they don't necessarily know how to create an offer, how to create a package, how to price their services, how to market, and they especially often don't know how to ask for the sale. This isn't just photographers. I see this with coaches as well. People who are coaching maybe dating advice or health or even business, and they don't know how to price their offer. They don't know how to sell what it is they're selling. And so while they might be really good at the service that they're offering, they don't know how to make a living by offering it. And what tends to happen is instead of working a 9 to 5, you work a 5 to 9. 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., you're working more hours than you ever would have at a corporate job because now you are the CEO, the visionary, the technician, the person implementing everything, the marketer, the salesman, the virtual assistant. You are everything. When you start a business, you are not creating a job. A business has multiple jobs within it and multiple roles. So while I'm in the business of helping people start a business, that is what I do and what I love. If you have an idea for a business, I am probably not going to discourage you from pursuing it. I would love to help you be very clear on what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and help you build a plan to hit your goals. If you're interested in that, shoot me a DM on Instagram. We can chat. You don't necessarily have an idea for a business. You don't necessarily know where you fit in this whole world. Here's my advice. Find somebody else's company that you can work in. You don't even need to have a job or a role or a specific list of tasks in mind. Maybe you do. Maybe you have experience from your college degree. You have corporate experience. Heck, maybe you're a mom, so you have hella management experience. Whatever it is, I want you to think about the skills you have, the strengths you have, what you enjoy doing. Maybe it's a certain industry that you would love to break into. And instead of starting a company from scratch, can you find a business owner? And I'm telling you, there is no shortage of business owners who need help. That's one problem I try to solve at my agency is busy business owners who have everything they need except a person to implement, except the hours to actually get it done. So if that's you, send me a message. But what I recommend, and I don't hear anyone talking about, is find somebody else that you can work in their business and wrap your hands around it and learn. It's almost like an apprenticeship, right? An entrepreneurship apprenticeship. Take the skills and the desires and the passions that you have and work in somebody else's company. I will tell you right now, if you find a single business owner and you become their virtual assistant, you are going to learn so many different areas. If you are the one who's saying, hey, what can I help you with? I just got this done. I see this hole. We're not making revenue here. Whatever it is that your expertise is in, you can take that and help somebody else grow their company. And especially when you find somebody who maybe they only have them on their team. Maybe they have one or two people on their team. They don't have a ton of people on their team. It gives you a chance to learn a lot of different sides of the company and really understand, one, do you want to start a business? And two, if you do start a business, this is how you actually have to operate. This is how many different sides there are. And then three, maybe you don't want to start a business, but you know where to get more clear in what you want to be doing. Maybe you love marketing and social media. Maybe you love project management and admin and customer service. Maybe you love graphic design and you can design the templates and everything. It just helps you to understand what it is you actually want to do. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying this is easy, but there's some quote I heard a long time ago that I love. Life wasn't meant to be easy, and when you accept that, life gets easier. But it is simple. I'm not saying it's easy to find that perfect fit. I'm not saying it'll be the perfect fit the first company you work for, and I'm not saying that this is the only way. But it is one way. It's the way that I took. Second disclaimer is you need to be flexible. So if you're somebody who isn't flexible, and you're not willing to have somebody tell you you did it wrong, you need to do it again, having somebody say, hey, last minute today, can you get this done for me? A lot of companies that it's a one-person show, they probably don't have great systems in place. And a lot of times we're flying by the seat of our pants. So if you're not somebody who thrives in that, make sure you talk to the business owner about that in the interviewing process to understand what you can expect. I'm never going to be able to give you exactly what you need to do week after week, a month ahead of time. Like, it's just not going to happen. So if you need that, I wouldn't be the right person to work for. So you need to find the right fit. My third disclaimer, don't be afraid to try something you're not good at yet, because you don't know what you actually like to do until you try it. And so often I think we talk about, well, I mean, growing up, how many times were you asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? As if we're supposed to know and as if we're supposed to be one thing. And like most of us find out, when we're little, our answer doesn't match up with what we actually end up doing because we didn't maybe even know that what we do now is an option. I think I used to say I want to be a firefighter, right? And while I would love to be that fit and capable and be able to serve people in that way, like that isn't what I'm doing. And that isn't actually where my passions led me. And so don't be afraid to try something you're not good at. But understand that if you're not good at it, you need to be doing extra work. There's so many courses, there's so many ways for free to learn skills. You need to be putting in the work to get good at it. If somebody is paying you to do it, you need to be working to improve at it. So be aggressive in your growth. That's what happened for me, right? I used to say that I put my hands around a company and treat it like my own. And then I woke up one day and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep being everything for everyone. And that's fine. That's totally fine. It's a natural progression. But by doing that for a little while, and to be honest, it was probably like 3 years. It was not a little while. Doing that allowed me to learn what I am good at and allowed me to be a business coach that now is able to see all the different elements of somebody's business. I'm able to take a step back, and if they're asking me a marketing question, how do I show up on Instagram? I can take a step back now and say, well, do you have an offer in place? Do you have a newsletter in place? Do you have a sales system, a sales funnel in place? Because I don't want to pull more people into your orbit if you don't have a way to pull them down to earth. I don't want to get more people into your world if you don't have a way to convert them into money, sales, and serve them. So being a bit of a jack of all trades, I'm not amazing at executing everything myself, but I know when pieces are missing because I've seen it in so many different companies. I know a lot of people listening are business owners already, but if you're looking for a change, if you want to start a business one day, consider working in somebody else's first, especially if you're coming from corporate or college or high school even. You're going to learn and fail, and it's nice to do it on somebody else's dime than when it's all on your own back. So if you're ready for a change, maybe this is the one for you. Now let's go get obsessed. A huge theme in my conversations and coaching calls with business owners is shedding your shoulds, clearing your mental load of the hundreds and hundreds of shoulds so that you can limit your decision fatigue and spend your energy where it really counts. So if you're finding yourself in this never-ending cycle of thinking, I should post more, I should work out more, I should go to more networking events and call my friends more, I want to help you break the cycle. Let's sit down for a 15-minute chat, completely free, and I'll help you shed 3 major shoulds from your mental load. Just click the link in the show notes to schedule your virtual hangout. And a huge thank you to everyone who makes this podcast happen, my amazing team at Sleeked Marketing and the incredible women at Fast Forward Productions. Now let's go get obsessed.